All right. Yeah, I'll try to be quick. This is my homemade setup to show you my the screen of my phone that I got here. Actually, a couple of phones. So I'm going to be changing those as I go. I don't have slides. I have 7 phones. And I'm just hoping this will work. OK. Oh, no. All right. Well, hello, Frontrunts. I'm Staś, at Staś at Twitter. I work for Mozilla, and I'm really happy to be here. I wanted to talk about Firefox OS. You can find me at the tent outside. We have a small booth set up and a couple of high-end devices that you can come and play with. Something that I noticed over last day, I had many great conversations with many of you guys. But one of the most common questions that, or common conversations that I had looked something like that. So, you know, the person comes in and they're like, "Oh, cool. So you're from Mozilla, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And this is Firefox OS. This is all written in HTML and JS, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Like, do you have any questions?" Yeah, actually, I got one question. When are you guys going to release this? And then I'm like, you know, this is an excellent question. I just so happen to have an excellent answer. We did 2 years ago. But I kind of get the sentiment. You know, when, well, I don't need that anymore. 2 years ago, we released Firefox OS, and it looked kind of like this. It was only available on very low-end devices. We were targeting a very specific niche of people who just switched from their feature phones. And so this was supposed to be a very cheap phone that just runs in a very simple manner. And that was 2 years ago. And what I wanted to show today is how far we progressed over these 2 years. And specifically tell you a little bit more about our latest initiative, which is Firefox OS 3.0. So we're working, we've been hard at work trying to make Firefox OS even more webby than it is. We realize that we can't really compete with Android or iOS on purely on the level of available apps. But there is this huge potential of billions and billions of websites that we can tap into and make the experience for the user better. So what we were thinking of is making it such that running apps on your phone or running websites on your phone feels like apps and vice versa. So running apps feels like websites. And what does make web unique? I think one of the features of the web that made it so successful is that you can easily tinker with it. You can view source, you can write grease monkey scripts, you can install add-ons. And so this is something that we've been exploring for Firefox OS as well. So let me show you a little demo of our latest initiative called Spark. And I need to prefix this by saying that this is work in progress. It's available on GitHub. It's open source. Everyone can use that. But it's very open source in that it takes 6 hours to set up with a person on IRC telling you what to do. And that's exactly how I spent last night. But it works. But I guess I hope it works. But please do bear in mind that this is work in progress. And just in case, raise your hand if you understand what work in progress means. OK, good. So let's start. What I have here are 2 Sony Xperia devices. And I'm going to, on one of those, launch an application, which you can see here. And I'm going to use a 2-finger gesture to start something we call Customizer app. And that's sort of like a web tools in your phone. You can, from here, you can select an element that you want to edit, long press in here, click Edit, and you're getting into this web IDE thingy, which allows you to modify HTML and JavaScript and CSS live. So what I'm going to do, and I only have a minute and a half, I'm going to try to uncomment these lines here, which essentially simply add a on-click handler to this element. And I'm going to save that as a new add-on for Firefox OS. Add-ons are really tiny apps that you can distribute that inject JavaScript into other apps. So I'm going to save that here, hide the customizer panel, and hopefully when I click here, it shows the alert. But what's even more cool is that right now, I can go into my sharing application and launch the sharing application on my second phone. And using the fact that they are both in the same Wi-Fi, I should be able, just momentarily, to share my newly written add-on. And there it is. It popped up on the second screen. I'm sorry this is inverted, but hopefully you can use your imagination and invert that again. And I can download that add-on on the second phone, go into settings to enable it. Just give it a sec. And God, please work my last 10 seconds here. Enable, go back, launch the app, and click here. And it works. So I have the alert set up. All right. So that's a demo. Hope you like it. This is something we really want developers to use. Come talk to me or Wojtek or Andrzej at the booth. Thank you.